Hello, you guys. Welcome to another episode of A Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane. I'm super excited to be here, you guys, and continue just this journey into opening up to all of our psychicness these days, right? So I would like to just start out like I always do and pull some cards for the collective. Let's talk about the energy right now, the things that are kind of happening and swirling around. I'm being called to really talk about our fear and the things that are showing up in the world right now that cause distraction. So perhaps you scroll on your phone or you're listening to the radio, or maybe you're even watching stuff on TV. I am just being called to share with the collective that this is a time to be super mindful on what we're feeding our minds. And when we are really allowing those negative or, just not fun stories or the distractions come in, they take away from our experience and they help us take away from our focus. And they also don't allow us to be a clear channel for spirit. And what I've been noticing is that there is a lot of people opening to their psychic gifts right now. I know that I came here to teach other people how to tap in. It's one of my zone of geniuses. And what's really interesting is after having taught these classes for many years and, coming into my gifts, oh gosh, probably 6 years ago when I knew what they were. I had them all along. I just didn't know. I noticed that you can still continue to open. So your girl over here thought she was as psychic as she could be. And then it began to expand. And I've had an expansion just in the last couple of weeks, in fact. And I think, if I'm being honest, just what I feel intuitively is that it is connected to some of the just planetary things that we have going on right now, like the eclipses and retrograde with Mercury and positions of the planets and things happening with Mercury and Pisces right now. And I'm not an astrologist. I'm not, but I will feel things intuitively around the astrology. And then I'll reach out to my amazing friend, Danielle Rosado. I should absolutely have her on the show sometime. She's an incredible astrologist. I'll text her and be like, hey girl, here's what's going on, or this is what I'm feeling, or this is what I'm thinking. How does this correlate with what's happening in the planet right now? And then she'll fire back with, girl, you're literally describing what is happening in the planet right now. So I always find it interesting to see how my intuition aligns with what's happening from a planetary perspective and an astrological perspective. And so what I want to say is that I'm super clear that the veil is very thin right now, and that a lot of truths are coming to the surface. And as a result, it's causing us to enhance and experience our psychic abilities in a way that perhaps we never have. And I am not excluded from that. So I've opened up to another level. My clairaudience has been so on point. So clairaudience is when you can hear. Sometimes I reference myself as the singing medium because one of the ways that my guides communicate with me is through music. But what I do know is this. The number one way to connect and to tap into your spirit team, to your guides, to your past loved ones is through the signs and synchronicities. They will leave you numbers, they will leave you symbols, music, and different ways to connect and communicate if you're willing to listen. And this has been on an amplified level lately. So if you feel like you've been getting signs or seeing numbers that are repeating constantly, the numbers 222, 223, you're not making it up. It is happening because that is how they're trying to connect and communicate with us. And because the veil is thin and because more people are opening, it's allowing us to receive more of those psychic awarenesses and psychic intuitive hits. I'm very excited to continue teaching this work. I'm excited to offer what used to be a 6-week class. I used to teach a class for 6 weeks on Welcome Your Woo. I'm still going to have that, but I'm kind of reshifting things around because I've really looked at what the collective needs. I'm excited to host a masterclass called Welcome Your Woo, where I will dive into the basics and the foundations of tapping into your psychic abilities. I always tell everyone, before we can start opening the channel, the first thing we have to do is ground and protect our energy and really know the ins and outs of our etiquette when it comes to psychic awarenesses and tapping in and asking for permission when we are reading people or other people's energies. So that is the foundational pieces of Welcome Your Woo before we even allow ourselves to be a clear channel and open to that. I'm excited to be hosting that in the coming weeks. So make sure that you check out my Facebook group, which is Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane, or go find me on just my regular page, which is Sarah Jane Patton, and connect with me over there, because you don't want to miss out on this, especially if you have really been considering taking any type of courses or classes to support your intuitive and psychic development. I'm your girl. It's my zone of genius, and I love teaching it. So check it out. Let's just do a quick card pull here for the collective and see. So this card flew out when I was shuffling just a moment ago. It says plunge, don't hold back. It's time, go for it, dive in. So if you've been feeling the call to launch a project, to dive into your psychic abilities, to perhaps explore a healing modality because you want to offer that to the world, this is your indicator that it's time to just take that leap of faith and jump right in. Oh, goodness, because we also got the sweet waters: sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. And what's coming through around this card is this is the rise of the divine feminine. When the divine feminine heals, the masculine goes with her. So when she heals, he will heal. And right now, because of the shifts that are happening in the planet, this is the time of the divine feminine rising. And the divine feminine rising means that we are bringing back our sensual nature, our flow. It means romancing ourselves, being so in love with yourself, and becoming so whole that any relationship or partnership that you get to experience outside of yourself is there to enhance your experience. When we think of fertility and we think of balance, fertility, like, what do you want to create? Fertility is creation. What's something that's been incubating inside of you that's wanting to come out? You guys, a lot of us have had ideas and projects that have been marinating for a while, some for a few months, some for maybe even years. I'm not excluded. That is totally my experience as well. I've been marinating on something since, or I would like to call it incubating. I've been incubating something since 2020. And here I am 5 years later. Something that's been sitting on the shelf has suddenly got all the missing pieces to the puzzle coming together and showing me exactly what I need to do to go create. So this is happening for a lot of us because we are being called into the sweet waters. We are being called into creation, and our divine feminine energy is here to create. That's what we do. And when we are held in a solid foundation, we can create from a state of flow, and that's where our balance is provided from. Because when we have that solid support and foundation along with the flow, that is balance. So this is just a reminder that dive in, do the thing that you were feeling called to do, and trust that you will experience the sweet waters from your experience. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a caller. Our first caller today is Mark in Portland, Maine.
Well, actually, I'm in Farmington, Maine, but that's fine.
Well, you're in Maine. Hi, Mark. How are you today?
I am very good. It's kind of chilly, though, kind of 37 degrees, and the wind's blowing 15 miles an hour.
Yep, that's a little bit chilly today, I would say so. It's a little warmer here in St. Louis. So what can I do for you today? Would you like a general card pull, or do you have a specific question or area of that you want to cover today?
I have a specific question.
Okay.
I have worked on my ascension a lot. And I worked on it with the Lemurian father, which is Adama. And I am supposed to, as near as I can tell, ascend in 26 sometime late in the year. I would like to know if I can do something. I have mistreated my I am presence, and I would like to know if I can do something to rectify it.
Mark, I really appreciate your ability to come in and speak so authentically, because these are topics that not many people are willing to talk about. And I want to just say, I believe in divine orchestration, and I'm your girl, because I talk about ascension quite a bit, and specifically around our Lemurian starseed energy. And I'm very, very connected to the Lemurians. Like, I could do like a whole show on itself in regards to my connection to the Lemurians. But what I'll say to you is this, and this has come up with quite a few people that I've been working with lately. So I actually have done some hypnosis. And in my hypnosis, I specifically asked around questions around ascension and the things that you are speaking of right now. And here's what I know based on my higher self channelings and what I just intuitively know to be true. Many of us are seeking a timeline or a time frame as to when ascension occurs, but ascension is a process and it's not a destination. It is an elevation in our consciousness. And the only thing that we have to do is keep returning to love. Anytime we're not in a space of love, we've just become separated from it. And so I want to just honor the fact that you're able to acknowledge that there's some places that perhaps you weren't true to yourself. But I also want to invite you into a space of being compassionate for yourself. Can you give yourself the same gentleness and the same compassion that you would offer up to other people? Because in truth, we have to give that to ourselves first, including forgiveness to ourselves, before we can give that to anyone else. And so that's what I feel like the message for you is today, Mark. I'm going to pull some cards and just see what the cards have to say and channel some additional insight. But intuitively, and just what I know to be true and my own knowing, that's what comes through immediately. How does it feel to think about not seeing it as a timeline and just knowing that it's an elevation in your consciousness and trusting that you're on the right path?
I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, I think
It's
that we
really
can actually
amazing.
get stuck in a state of fear when we're worried about the time frame of when everything is going to happen. But if we can stop focusing on the when and stay present in the now, what I have been called to do is tell people, create your heaven on earth now. We don't wait to get there. We don't wait to go there. It's not a place, it's not a destination. It's an energetic elevation in our consciousness. And so when we all begin to do the self-love that we're being called to do, we as a planet will elevate together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the first card you have, which is so just going to validate on point for me about you and the energy that you're bringing to the call today, Mark, you have NCAL, which is healer, seer, priest, priestess, priestess, and soul purpose. So this is just validating to me that you absolutely are. You are a healer of some type and a seer of some type. And so really honing in on whatever your gift is. Even if you're not clear on what it is, then start asking your spirit team to define that for you, to give you the clarity, to show you the path. Just ask for the doorway to be open and trust that it will be. But you are a powerful healer that came to make a ripple effect in the world.
I've been a Reiki master for 10 years, and I've enjoyed it immensely when I've been able to do it. But right now, I don't have any clients, no one's coming to see me or anything. So, and I put up posters in town, but.
So the next card you have is the Sirens, use your voice, expansion, and freedom. So this just takes me into to piggyback off what you just said. Is that's what's being called for you, Mark, right now, is to stand in your truth and start. If you've been a Reiki master for 10 years, then I know that you know how powerful life force energy is and how healing it is, and that it is the way of the new world. What I will encourage you to do is start encompassing, if you haven't done this already, your crystals with your healing energy. Because when you start using rose quartz and specifically clear quartz and Lemurian quartz with the life force energy, it's going to amplify the healing. And it's just something that was shown to me recently about how important it is to use both of these stones when we're doing any type of energy work. So maybe even rebranding yourself, coming in with a new energy, a new excitement, and really standing in your truth and your power to know that what you do brings such healing to so many, and how important that is for the world as we're elevating, like getting out there and really speaking your truth and sharing your voice.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, Mark. Well, I thank you so much for sharing all of that with me today. I hope this was supportive to you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Please check me out on Facebook. You can go on my Facebook page, Sarah Jane Patton, or my group is Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane.
Will do. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Have a great day, Mark. All right, you guys. So, this is just a great reminder that many of us are experiencing these ascension symptoms. And perhaps that's like a segment we could put on the show and dive deeper into what ascension is. But truly, you guys, ascension is not a place that we go, it is an elevation in our consciousness. And I think that there's this misunderstanding that many people are attempting to try to get to a certain place, and we don't go somewhere. It's not how it works. It is it is shifting into the higher consciousness, realizing that we're not separate from source, that we are all one. We are all connected and divinely woven into the tapestry of life. And that's part of coming back to our wholeness, is remembering who we are, remembering the power that we hold within ourselves, and that we were never meant to be divided. So that's why there's a lot of upheaval going on, because in order to come back together, that division shows itself, because the contrast is there to show us what we want versus what we don't want. If you notice the contrast and it's not what you want, then choose in to what you do want. It is a choice and you can choose it. All right, we're going to go ahead with our next caller. Let's talk to Michelle today in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hi. Thanks for having me
Hi,
on.
Michelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for being here today. I'm doing some general card pulls today, but if you have a specific question, you are welcome to ask.
Okay. I'm up for whatever. I just want to see if maybe there's anything in relation to pain, because I've been in a lot of pain for a little while.
A lot of pain. I have a really random question for you because this just came in.
Yeah.
Do you remember the singer Amy Grant?
I don't.
There's a song I'm hearing from her. I randomly had
Okay.
her drop in. So just put that in your back pocket. I don't know what the connection is or what that means, but Amy Grant is what I heard.
I'll
And
look
I
for
was
it because I was a
hearing
concert
Mariah
promoter
Carey.
for a long time.
Say that
Okay.
again?
I was a concert promoter for 25 years, and I still do
concert
stuff with
promoter
music.
for
So
25 years. Okay. I was also hearing Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Baby Baby is the song I was hearing. I'm pulling cards for you,
funny.
so I'm going to read those in just a moment. But that's just, as soon as you came on the call, I was hearing Amy Grant and Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Okay. So you were specifically asking about the pain that you have. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I have pain I have like symptoms of trigeminal neuralgia in the face, but I can't tell if it's from a tooth that's causing it or not.
Okay. The first thing coming through is perhaps seeking a medical medium may be supportive to figuring out what's going on in the physical body. I did pull some cards for you, and the first one that you got is the rainbow, and it says sweet relief. So I do feel like relief for you is coming. I don't feel like this is permanent. It's temporary. But I always ask people, like, when we have something that's going on inside the body that's causing a disruption, or as we sometimes reference it as dis-ease, right? Our body is in dis-ease. Listen to what it's telling you. Like, tap in intuitively and feel, and what is it telling you? And remember, the first answer is always the right answer. So sometimes we don't know, but I think there's an invitation for you to get still and listen and ask your body, like, hey, what's going on and what do you need? And then act accordingly. I think that we forget that this is something that we have available to us, that we can ask the body what it needs and then listen and then act accordingly. Like, we don't even realize that we can do this. So there's an invitation for you in that space. Also, I feel like there may be some shifts. There are some things going on in your life right now that is causing big change.
I'm not really.
Has there been a contemplation about change?
No. So I'm a channel and I have all abilities. And so I do a lot of healing work for people. And the only thing is if I'd rather give up helping others if I can just get out of pain. So that's the only thing that I've been thinking of, but I don't see it happening.
So I do see change coming. There's a big change coming, and I can't tell you what it is because I'm not super clear on what they're not showing me what, but I am just seeing big
Sure.
change coming. Are you familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza?
Yeah. Well, I do frequency healing, so that's my modality that am efficient in.
So of course I would bring up Dr. Joe then, right?
Yeah. Right.
I,
Along with
I am all
Mariah and all
things
the other ones, because it's all music, it's all frequency.
Michelle, I am all things frequency. I have been tapping into so much frequency lately. I have a Healy device that I tap in with music, drumming,
Oh, awesome.
crystal
Did you
bowls.
get the AHA Halo one, or the spooky?
So, well, what I want to say is this. I would recommend, and so you're a healer. You can heal this. You know you can heal this. And sometimes we get placed with our own dis-ease or discomfort because we're like having to be true to ourselves, right? We're doing it to everyone else, but we have to remember we can also heal ourselves. So if you're always showing up for
Well,
the
most of the
healer
time
and
it's
everyone else,
everybody
I
else
feel like,
is. That's the problem.
I'm sorry.
I said most of the time when I feel pain, it's everybody else's, and so that's why I'm always like, yeah, I can clear the pain, but every day it's something different. But
Yeah.
the pain will
Do
resonate
you
within the body.
protect your energy with great intention?
It's
Yeah, because
the
that's
whole
super
thing.
important. So you're not absorbing everything and not taking everybody's stuff in. I've been talking about this a lot about
Yeah.
the enmeshment, entanglement that's happening with healers and clients, and then healers and healers, because so many of us are super tapped in and open channels, but many are not practicing spiritual hygiene. So that's just a reminder, is to make sure that you are practicing your spiritual hygiene so that you're not absorbing what's not yours, and to remember to use your own healing modalities and practices on yourself as well. We forget to do that for ourselves sometimes. I'm guilty of it. But let me just tell you the cards that you have, because I really feel like they are telling a story as to what you can expect and what's on the other side of this. You have the rainbow, sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. So I do think that this is here to serve a purpose, and it's here to show you something. And I would ask yourself, ask your higher self, like, what is this pain and this experience here to show me and teach me? Please reveal it for me so that I can, move forward. Ask that specifically. Then you also have birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? So I do feel like that's why, like, I felt that change even before I saw that card. I felt the change for you, that there was going to be something coming in to support your mission on a bigger level. And the last card you have is the pink dolphin, which is celebration, fun, unbridled joy, and open heart. And this is a call for your inner child to be the one that leads you and guides you through this experience, even in your healing. Ask 5-year-old Michelle what she needs right now and what needs to be nurtured within her. And then the more that you can celebrate yourself, the more fun that you can have with it, and the more you can open your heart, the more expansive the experience is going to be for you. I know that's not always easy when we're in a place of discomfort, but that's why I would ask first, go ahead and ask your higher self and your body, what is it that you need? What do you need right now?
Okay.
So, Michelle, I hope this was very supportive.
And also, too, I feel a lot with a lot of the rainbow stuff. So that actually speaks a little bit clearer to me, because when I clear myself, I actually use some rainbow Reiki in there. So that tells me that I need to tap into that as well. So thank you. I appreciate you so much. That was just absolutely wonderful.
Thank you, Michelle. Definitely check me out on my Facebook page, Sarah Jane Patton, and come into my Facebook group, which is Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane. I literally am all things frequency. I talk about it a lot, and including some stuff around activating the grid lines for the new Earth frequency, which I just did last week. So I live in St. Louis, which I believe is the heart chakra for the new Earth grid line. And there's a lot of activations going on right now. So there's a lot of clearing. So I'm not surprised that you're going through something, especially being the powerful healer that you are. Stay connected, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you.
Have a good day. Oh my goodness, you guys, lots happening in the collective right now. So much is going on with the healers. So if this is you, make sure that you are filling your cup and loving all of you right now. And don't forget to use your own healing modalities on yourself. Healers need healing too. And we're holding a lot of space for other people. And we're putting forth a ton of energy in order to heal the ones that we're working with. So do not forget to make sure that you are filling your cup and giving from a place of overflow. I love being here with you guys. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until next time, this is Sarah Jane with Welcome Your Woo. Bye for now.